What's up everybody, Pete with Auto Repair Tips. In this video I got a 2020 Toyota 4Runner SR5 four-wheel drive. And the guy said he was driving along, truck started misfiring, so he took it to one of the auto parts stores. They scanned it for him and they said you got a number 5 misfire. So they sold him a set of plugs and a coil pack. The guy went home, put the coil pack on the number 5 cylinder and all the plugs in, started it up, and it was still misfiring. Happens to be I know the guy, so he called me up. He said, "Hey Pete," he says, I think I have a fuel injector problem. Can you take a look at it for me?" I said, "Not a problem, bring it in." At first I wasn't gonna make a video on it, but I got to thinking, I said, what I'm doing here would work on any vehicle. If you have good compression and you have good spark plugs and all your coil packs are good and you still got a misfire and you're thinking a fuel injector, this test will work on any vehicle. All right, let's get into it. The first thing I did was I threw my scanner on it and I made sure that it was definitely the number 5 cylinder that was misfiring, and it was. So I went over here to the fuel injector. The number 5 is on this side, passenger side, last one. I pulled off the connector, hooked the noise light to it. Watch what happens when I start it up. See the light flashing, and after a second or two, it just goes out. And if you cut the car off and start it up again, watch this. Lights up. After a second or two, I don't know, 15 seconds or whatever, it just cuts off. So I got to thinking, I said, okay, it's either losing ground or power, right? So I went ahead, pulled a schematic up. You can get the same schematic on Google. I just use a different program, makes it easier on me. But you can get it off of Google. But if you look, the number 5 injector is right here. And if you look, black and red is the same on all the injectors. That is your hot, and the yellow is your ground signal. So each time that injector fires, the computer's grounding it out. It's sending a ground signal to make that injector fire. So the next thing I did was I went ahead and checked the wire going from the connector all the way to the ECM, that yellow wire. And I wanted to make sure there was no break in there. I have a pin connector that matches what I have on the actual connector. So when you put it in, it doesn't spread it at all, because you don't want to take a chance on spreading the connector. We'll set this up like this. The ECM on these 4Runners, at least on this model here, is located right under the dash on the passenger side. It's easier just to take the glove box out. And if you don't know how to take the glove box out, there's plenty of videos online showing you how to do that. Just go to your YouTube channel and look up how to take a glove box out, and you'll find a million of them. So I went ahead and pulled the ECM down. And if you look right here, remember me telling you the red, blue, and yellow wire is on the 135? Well, here's your red, blue, and yellow, and here's the yellow wire right here. Right here. All right, we're sitting at 0.85. There's nothing wrong with that. But to verify that, let's go ahead and check the number 3 injector. Let's ohm that one out and let's see what that reading is and do a comparison. That one's sitting at 1.34, and we know that's a good injector. It's firing just fine. There's no codes, no issues with that. So we know that the number 5 cylinder wire ohms out just fine. So just a little recap of kind of what I did. Put my computer on it, saw that it was definitely number 5 cylinder. We know it has new plugs and new coil packs, and he was thinking injector. So I took a noid light, went to the injector, started the car. You could see how it started firing just fine, then all of a sudden it died out, shorted out. So we know we got kind of an injector driver issue. Now, next thing I did was I said, okay, is it the positive feed or is it the ground signal? Got a test light, checked the positive feeds. You could see it definitely had 12 volts by looking at how bright that test light was. Then I went ahead and ohmed out the wire from the injector to the computer. It's intact. We did a comparison and we know that it was good. And by doing that, you've eliminated pretty much everything. It's definitely a bad computer. So I've already contacted the customer. He's approved it. I got it on order. Once I get it installed and programmed, I'll show you the finished result. So I got the new computer installed on the 4Runner. I got it programmed. The truck is running great. No more misfire and no more check engine light. Check it out. Go up here to codes only. Hit that. Go to current codes. No current codes. Let's go back out. We'll go to display data. Go to engine misfire. Go down to looking at the cylinder misfire count. 1, 3, and 5, all sitting at zeros. And just like that, this job is done. It's time to get this thing back together. I think this customer's been out this car now for over a week, and I can guarantee they're ready to get back into it. But I appreciate you watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Catch you later.